Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria, where we bring you news from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, crisscrossing the 36 states of the Federation. I am Olumide Macaulay. On the program today, Minister Designate from Imo State lauds Senate screening process. Over 600 homeowners receive certificates of occupancy in Ogun State. And the Senate Ad Hoc Committee take oversight inspection to Anambra and Abia states. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin with the ministerial portfolios that is being much talked about across the country. There are indications that President Muhammadu Buhari may assign portfolios to his ministers this week. A source from the presidency says it's most likely that the president dots his I's, crosses his T's before he makes a final pronouncement on the matter. According to the source, quote, yes, it's most likely that the portfolios for the new ministers will be announced soon, but this is entirely up to the president and he has the final say. Once it's decided, ours is to publicize his decision. End of quote. On the list of ministers which has gone viral, the source says it should be disregarded, as those who published that list are just merely speculating.
And well done. They knew what they were looking for, and they tried to drive every nominee to justify his nomination. And I think most nominees did their best. The APC government has outlined their manifesto, and it's just a matter of every minister to key in to the manifesto of the party, actualize it, make sure that those blueprints are implemented. We're going to have a wonderful country.
Meanwhile, the former secretary to the Imo State government and Minister Designate you just saw, Professor Anthony Anwuka, in that message commended the Nigerian Senate for carrying out what he terms a thorough, unbiased and successful screening of exercise of the ministerial nominees. Speaking in Owerri, the Imo State capital, he says he's hopeful that the new ministers under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari will deliver the dividends of democracy to all Nigerians and contribute their quota to national development. The Delta State Election Petition Tribunal may have reaffirmed the election of Senator Ifeanyi Okowa as governor of the state. This, the All Progressives Congress in the Owerri federal constituency of the state says will not deter his ambitions. The party stated this during a reception held for former Commissioner for Youth in the state, Omolubu Newuwumi, who recently joined the APC from the People's Democratic Party.
All Progressives Congress APC party faithful from the Owerri federal constituency in Delta State ushering the latest addition to the APC family. A former commissioner in the state under the People's Democratic Party PDP, Omolubu Newuwumi, decides to switch allegiance to the APC. Some caucus leaders take turns in extolling the virtues of their newest member.
APC will be producing a minimum of 90% votes.
A chieftain of the APC, Ayiri Emami, says the success of the PDP in the Elections Petition Tribunal would not deter their plans.
The court holding up to Okowa being a governor, that's not our mission. Our mission is to plan and ensure that by 2019, APC can give a good fight. And those that normally use APC as negotiating factors, such things can never happen in this state any longer. Today is one of my most happiest days that one of my brothers have decided to come and join me in the struggle to bring back the good to our people.
For Omolubu Newuwumi, the experience garnered from his spell with the PDP will come in handy.
Things we tell them yesterday that will happen to them or that will happen in our communities, in terms of development, infrastructural, nothing is happening. So some of us now decided that because I use the word because of that slogan, change. If you are an instrument of change, then come and join APC. And that is why I decided to come and join APC, because I'm an instrument of change.
With the next general elections years ahead, the APC in Owerri federal constituencies say early preparations is critical to victory.
Staying with party politics, the Accord Party in Oyo State says it's heading for the appeal court as the party remains dissatisfied with last Tuesday's tribunal ruling that dismissed its candidate's petition against the re-election of Governor Abiola Ajimobi. Party spokesperson Mr. Adeolu Adeleke described the judgment of the Mohammed Mayaki-led tribunal as a travesty of justice. Speaking with journalists at a media conference, he said the Accord Party's candidate, Mr. Rashid Ladoja, will challenge the ruling at the appellate court. Meanwhile, Governor Ajimobi has asked the opposition to join hands with him to move the state forward.
Why we leave the Justice Mohammed-led tribunal to their conscience? We need to let the whole world know that the judgment of Justice Mohammed Madaki-led tribunal is a travesty of justice, full of contradictions and legal somersaults. In view of our belief in the judiciary and avalanche of evidence against the declaration of Senator Abiola Ajimobi as the duly elected governor in the April 11, 2015 governorship election in the state, Senator Rashidi Adeolu Ladoja, the gubernatorial candidate of Accord, after wide consultations, has resolved to appeal the judgment of Justice Mohammed Madaki-led tribunal at the Court of Appeal.
If a leader is only surrounded by supporters and sycophants, it might not be as effective as it should be. It might even be far removed from the issues it's meant to tackle. As such, I call on all the opposition to not be indignant as a result of this ruling. The fact that it is in my favor does not mean we cannot work together. The main goal is a greater Oyo State, and all hands must be on deck.
Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi. And now, staying in the southwestern part of the country, but to security matters, the national leadership of the Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria has read the Riot Act to cattle rustlers who they accuse of giving them a bad name. The National Secretary, Baba Usman, made the call during a meeting with officials of the Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture. He also said it will no longer be business as usual for cattle thieves.
Ogun State in the southwest has been at the receiving end of cattle rustlers' murderous activities. Many such attacks have led to loss of lives and destruction of farm produce running into millions of naira. Very often, crimes committed by the rustlers are blamed on legitimate Fulani herdsmen. Apparently concerned, the national leadership of the Cattle Breeders Association in Ogun State seeks to clear the air and sue for peace.
We know there are some problems here and there. The relationship of a farmer and cattle breeder is like the relationship of tongue and teeth. When they are together, there must be small issues from time to time. But we thank God, the way these issues are resolved in this state, we appreciate them.
What we are looking forward to, that it will be charged to the national officers that are here, is that we want to ensure that we put those modalities and those strategies that will ensure peaceful questions between the Fulani and our farmers. We know that they can live together very well.
Leaders of the herdsmen, the Serikin Fulani, from the various communities in Ogun State are admonished to tell the path of peace with their host communities.
He discusses with our people, he interacts with them, he employs them to become, to be law-abiding citizens, to desist, to get away from all kind of crimes, because the volume of crimes that is rising up against our community is high. It's indicting our community, It's affecting our community as well. It's affecting our business. It's affecting our living.
Perhaps the meeting would provide a starting point for mutual understanding between host communities and cattle rearers as to who really is responsible for crimes blamed on herdsmen.
We stay in Ogun State, where 609 more homeowners have received their certificates of occupancy in the ongoing Homeowners Charter Scheme. The state government has also assured applicants who are yet to get their certificates not to panic, as the process will be completed. The assurance was given by the state governor, Ebukele Amosu, represented by the secretary to the state government, Mr. Taiwo Adeoluwa, in Abeokuta, the state capital. Some of the beneficiaries commended the state government for giving them the opportunity to wriggle out of challenges associated with getting C of O's and other title documents. Take a look.
It is to let us know basically that it is continuing, and we will ensure that everybody who had applied within the window will collect their title. That we will not relent in ensuring that our dream of processing title documents for the people of Ogun State at this category is achieved. This is one empowerment that we are convinced will not only impact the socio-economic well-being of our people, but we also help the planning prospect of government.
I want to thank the state governor for his wisdom. Then I thank God for this day. The program is very, very encouraging. It's good because we have been saved, because for the past 2 years, we saw what happened in the town, their moneyless, their problem, their trouble. I really thank God. This program is very good.
Some beneficiaries of the Homeowners Charter Scheme in Ogun State, they're speaking. You're watching news across Nigeria, where we tell you what's happening now across the 36 states of the Federation. Time to take a quick recess. When we come back, our spotlight continues with the South-South, Akwa Ibom State, and education.